Ahoy, Vitai, warm story, randomizer time. Okay, here's a silly one. I got graffiti and underground. So, here's what happened. Whereabouts? Let's see. This is around the time Mark Echo's Getting Up, the game, came out for Xbox and PS2. I'm gonna see when that came out. Mark Echo's Getting Up. One of the best games I ever played. One of the most favorite games I ever played. February 14th, 2006. So this is around 2006-ish, maybe. Damn, really? Yeah. So Mark Echo's Getting Up is a game about graffiti. You're this dude, and his name is Train. Well, his tag name is Train, Trane. And it's like this graffiti game where you go make art and you meet all the famous graffiti artists along the way. And you learn their styles. There's like Cope 2 and Futura 2000 and Obey and whoever the heck else. All of them. They all worked on the art for the game too. And you learn styles. You learn your graffiti art upgrades. Your like techniques upgrade. And you can paint cooler things on the wall. And it goes from this just gang stuff. And it starts turning into serious political business. Like, it escalates quickly. Anyway, so when this game came out, man, grade 7 probably. Yeah, this is around grade 7. And I'm like, yo, I want to do graffiti. I want to do what they did in the video game. I want to go outside and reproduce and recreate and copy it. I'm like, I'm going to be a graffiti artist. I'm going to get a black book. So I got a black book. A black book is where you draw all your graffiti art in. And I remember I had the name Trakt. Trakt. And I'm like, yo, I can use Train because the first 3 letters are the same. So I could like copy things from the game and make graffiti. And I thought Trakt was a weird name. But it just came to me in my head. I was like thinking like, Trakt. It was like the spirits just were like Trakt. And I'm like, Trakt. Like I was speaking in tongues and I'm like, Trakt, that's my name. It just came to me. Like I don't know what it means. And I didn't even realize it was like tracked, like you're being tracked. Like I never took that in. But I just searched on like Google or the dictionary and I was like Trakt. Trakt, and then it came up Trakt, and it meant like a religious scripture or something. And I was like, oh, a tract is a religious scripture. And then years later I'm like, oh, and it also is like tracked, like I'm being tracked. Anyways, I was like, cool. I was like, yo, it's really from God then. He's like, it's a religious scripture. You write tract on the walls and you're painting a religious scripture for the people to see. I'm like, no, I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah, and then there was this guy, we'll call him Dwang. Maybe that's not a good name, but we'll just call him Ickens. We'll call him Ickens. No, I'll call him Ickens, actually. We'll call him Dwee. Call him Dwee. So Dwee was in a grade above, and he was doing graffiti too. And we're like, yo, let's do graffiti together. We're like, We would go out and we'd do some stupid graffiti sometimes. And then he's like, yo, what do you say we make a crew? And I'm like, nah, I go solo. And this was on MSN. He's like, yo, DeVonQi is typing. I'm like, oh crap. He's like, yo, what do you say we make a crew? I'm like, and he saw DeVonQi is typing. I'm like, nah, boy, I go solo in this. I go solo. And then there was this one graffiti artist. We would always see IISH or ESH. IISH, or it'd be spelled ESH. We're like, Ish. Yo, who's Ish? Yo, who's Ish? Yo, Ish is everywhere. Like, we'd go into Toronto. Like, Ish would be in every city. Like, Ish all the time. I haven't seen Ish for a while, though. But Ish at that point in time was everywhere. Now there's this guy, Naper. Or sometimes I see... Dude, that's it. Naper. It's the most I've seen. I haven't seen many other... But Esh was everywhere at this time. Like, everywhere. And then DeVonQi went to high school, and I went to grade 8. And he's like, yo, Esh goes to my school. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I saw him tagging. And then I went up to him, I'm like, yo. And I saw his Esh. I'm like, yo, you're Esh, and blah, blah. Anyway, I don't know. I never met Esh. So I don't know how far that story goes. If he actually met Esh, maybe he did. So anyway... Still doing graffiti. Had this little symbol. It was a cross, just a cross, and then a K. So write a K, and then through the middle, do a horizontal line. So it's like a T and a K, and that'd be like a symbol I just could throw up really quick, like tracked. I'm out here. Don't mess with me, Spider-Man. Tracto Man. So yeah, that game was pretty cool because it was like, it reminded me of an anime or like a comic book, because you would fight these bosses and they were like super extravagant and flamboyant and like caricatures of people. Like the second boss maybe you fight, he's this like swaggy boy. He has like the white Air Forces. He's always dressed so slick and clean and sleek and processed cheddar. And he has the belt. I forget his name, but he's a tall boy. And then you catch him in the sewer and he's like, you want to fight? Pulls off his belt and he's like, shoo, 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 shoo. Swings it around his fist and the belt buckle goes to his like brass knuckle part, his knuckles. And that's his weapon. And you're like, oh crap. And you have to beat him up and push him into the mud and the sewage. And his clothes get more and more dirty. And you're like, he's like, you dirty my clothes up, what the hell? And there's this guy named White Mike. He's like an albino guy. He's like the first boss you fight. White Mike, who a big fat guy. And his fist says, White Mike, tattoo. You spray over his graffiti, and then there's like Gabe, and there's like all these crazy guys. You go up into the world of graffiti. Anyway, so where were we? I'm graffitiing. I'm still doing it. It's not that, I'm not like every day out there graffitiing. I'm just like throwing little graffitis up here and there. I didn't do anything crazy or big, like huge murals. The biggest thing I did was just like bubble letters and then like colored it in. Most of the stuff was in the black book. I don't have that black book anymore though. But I had some serious business in that black book. But I was like always like kind of scared to do it. I'm like, I need a seriously secluded area. But the best was finding graffiti on walks home. You go under bridges and there's an art gallery, or there's this one, man, near where I live, there's this site with a bunch of metal containers. You go into the metal containers and then there's like weaving little corridors in between the containers, and you keep going deeper and deeper in, and you take a right somewhere and a left somewhere. It's like a maze, and we get to this one plot spot in the middle of all these containers. There's just the coolest urban art gallery ever. And you just walk through the like hallways of these containers, and there's just graffiti all over, and it was so cool. Coolest urban museum. Don't have to pay, and it's like so urban and gritty. The ground is dirt. Anyway. Okay. 3D does his graffiti, whatever. And he's always telling me stories. He's like, yo, the cops came, blah, blah. Because he would do it more. And he would show me like places where he went. He's like, yo, come look at this. And like on the roof, there's this huge thing on the school. And he's like, yo, the security guard was like yelling at me and I was still painting and I had to jump off. And then he's like showed me this other spot at our elementary school that he sprayed. And he's like, yo, I did this. And some guy was in the building like, yo, get the hell out of here. So yeah, he did a lot more graffiti. And I wasn't serious about it, but I was like, I want to do graffiti. It looks cool. And I kind of lost interest. But there's one time where I'm trying to think if there's any little subplots to tell before I tell the main stuff. I'll figure it out. But anyway, so it's Airy Baby and I. We're on them streets. And we're near his house. We're near the complex. I forget if this was the first paint of the day or what. We were probably walking around painting stuff. We both had spray cans. I had two and I gave him one. I'm like, let's go. He had red and I had blue or something. Walking, painting stuff. I don't know. Then we're like, yo, let's go down here and paint. Because like this is a place we could take our time. It was in his complex in the underground parking. Just that stairwell you go from the outside down, and then there's the door. We just stayed in there and we were going to spray paint down there. So we started going. We're just like, we're taking our time. I don't know what he's doing. I'm just doing tracked. I think he was also writing tracked, but I don't know. Maybe he was writing his own stuff. I'm doing bubble letters. I'm like, yeah, I can actually take my time and do something cool. And then we just hear, nah, 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 nah. Door opens. Nah. Oh, no. Door doesn't open. We hear, nah, nah, getting louder, like, and then, like, high heels just like clacking, echoing through the little corridor that is up above the stairs. So we just hear echoey, reverby high heels and a lady talking. We're like, we look at each other, we run up the stairs, and we're like, and then we just jump on the grass and we're pretending we're playing with the grass, like, and she's like, and we're like, hello. She's like, hi. And it's just this lady on her cell phone, and then she's going down to the parking lot, she goes down the stairway, and we're like, uh-oh. And already I'm like, should we go back down or not? Did she give a crap or not? She probably knew it was us doing that down there. But is it going to go any further than her just being stupid kids? I got to get to work. Or whatever. She was dressed in her like woman's business suit with the business skirt. You know those cool business skirts? And we're like, let's go back down and complete our stupid tag so we can get some XP, raise our high score, beat the objective in the side quests, and get the heck out of here. Because Epona is waiting. And I'm like, I'm like, let's go, Epona. Do you think Link would be like, let's go, Epona? I finished graffiti. Has Link ever spoke? Yeah, he spoke in the cartoon. He was like, Zelda, we gotta get out of here. And Mario was like, is this a crossover episode? Hey, yahoo! Boing, boing, boing. Anyway, we go down, we just start spraying more. We're like, this is graffiti. This is spray paint from the dang dollar store. And this stuff smelled like fruits. They must put some scent in it. Fragrance. Because when I was making that one painting, there was like fragrance in there's fragrance in the blacklight invisible spray. Anyway, Yeah, this stuff smelled like fruit. Anyway, we're spraying. We're like, let's go, having a good time. Finally, it subsides within the fear. I'm like, okay, no one's coming. No one's coming back. Around that time, boom, the door busts. I just see a angry man's face, boom, right in my face. And I'm like, I'm out this business. I'm sprinting like a big baby boy up the stairs. I'm sprinting. I think because I was closer to the door, and Airy Baby was to the right, closer to the stairs, and just boom, this door burst in my face. Like, this door could have made me fly back. It was like a Super Saiyan. And I just like push Airy Baby out the way. I'm sprinting up the stairs. I'm like, F this shit. I get away. I start running around the corner, around the bend, around the park. And I stop. And I'm like, yo, Airy Baby's about to run around the corner. We're going to get out of here. Like, Airy Baby's about to run around the corner. We're about to get out of here. I'm like, yo. I do a little track symbol on a pole right beside me. I'm like, yo, I gotta go. This was the first time we didn't get away with some shit. It was always a clean getaway. This was like a moment in life where I'm like, yo, life ain't always what it seems. We actually lost a soldier on this day. We actually lost the one soldier on this day. Oh no. So I'm going alone. I'm like, what happened? We were supposed to be running away laughing. It's freaking 1 p.m. only. We're supposed to be running away laughing and friggin' around until like 9. So I'm like, darn, homie. They got us. It's all over. It's finished. It's game over, boys. Do not save checkpoint. Do not reload game. It's done with. So, I go home, defeated, and also wondering, like, nah, there's no way we don't get caught. That doesn't happen in our story. That doesn't happen in this life. None of us ever got caught. Like, cops never effed with us ever. Nobody ever caught us. We always ran away if someone saw us doing anything stupid. Nah, he got away and ran a different way. Like, I don't know, like, no, that's what happened. So I'm at home, just chilling. Ding dong, or big knock, whatever. It's probably a knock because it's different. Wait, I'm trying to remember how this happened. Like, I got a call or something. Oh no, I didn't go home. I stayed out on the streets. I'm like, I'm not going home. I'm running away now. It's over. I can't go home. I'm just a lonely boy now. Airy Baby went to the bin. Or we had to scatter. Who knows what happened to Airy Baby. And I'm on these streets now. We're on the run forever now. This is it. Goodbye, mama. Goodbye, dada. Goodbye, sister. Goodbye, brother. Goodbye, Zena. Little Chihuahua, I love you. Gotta go now. I ain't coming home. You tell Susan I'm gonna be alright then. You tell little James to tease on 2 o'clock every day. Think of me. You tell Auntie Lou that one day I'll see her again. You tell Pa now I'm not coming home. You tell Mom now I'm not coming home either. Sit now. I'll be off now. Well, farewell then. That's it for old Devi. Goodbye. And then I get a call. And I'm like, it's Mama. And I'm like, no, I don't answer. I get a call again. I'm like, no, don't answer. I get a call. I'm like, okay, I'm answering. Answer. Hello? Devin. Get your ass home now. Something along those lines. So I'm like, holy macaroni. No. I'm like, okay, bye. I don't get my ass home now. I dilly-daddle around. I'm like, no, I can escape this. Just give me a sec. Let me think. I'll get out of this alive. I don't know, half hour maybe passes. Call again. I don't answer. 15 minutes, call again. I'm like, okay, hello? Devin, where are you? Coming home. Okay. Now. Okay, bye. Nah. I gotta think more. Give me some time, Mama. I gotta escape all this. So I keep staying out. Probably 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, Papa calls. It's time to get home. I'm like, holy. I take my sweet time again, and then I go home. Sit down. Ooh. What are you doing? Ooh. La la la. Graffiti. My mom's just laughing. She told me she was laughing. Or like, I think sister told me she was laughing when she got the call. She's like, yeah, Mommy was just laughed. She wasn't laughing when she was talking to me though. She had to put on the serious mode. So that, blah, blah, what are you doing? You and Airy Baby being stupid. You guys are dumb. I'm like, yeah. She's laughing. Early, after in the future, she would laugh like, and he left Airy Baby there and just ran. I'm like, yeah. I had to go. I thought this man was coming. This man never returned. Like, we should have fought that man off. Should have been the boss battle of Mark Echoes getting up. It could have been co-op. It could have been like, kick him in the shins, kick him in the pee-pee, hit the back of his knee, slap him in the neck, and just start sprinting. So, ends up, Airy Baby and I start talking, and he tells his side, and he's like, yo, I got caught. And then he was like, the guy was like, yo, where's your friend? And everybody was like, I don't know. He's like, what's his name? He's like, Devin. He said the guy was going, Devin! Devin! Screaming. And he's like, okay, you know, I'm going to have to call the cops, right? And everybody was like, okay, the cops come. He said some big, tall cop got out. First he saw the cop door open, the cop car pulled up, and then he saw cop. He's like, oh, it's just a normal sized cop. And then he put his leg out and went, boom, long ass leg. And he stretched up into the sky like, oh! And then the other cop got out and like, so what the hell happened here? Blah, blah, blah. Like, what's your friend's number? Airy Baby's like, this. Gives him the number. They call. Actually, the police were calling my phone number first. I think like private numbers were showing up. I'm like, no. I don't know what this means. I'm like, no, he did not get caught. I'm like, maybe he did though. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's the FBI. Or maybe it's just him on a payphone. Like, would that happen? Would he go on a payphone? Maybe he didn't get caught. Maybe he just got caught by that guy and the cops aren't there. Maybe it's that guy calling. Nah, there's no way. Maybe it's just nothing to do with any of that. I know Airy Baby got away. Nah, he must have got caught. I don't know, is he fast enough? So anyway, they're like, yeah, you guys got to fix it. The guy said, you guys got to come back, paint this, whatever. Okay? So we got to get together on this day. Airy Baby's big bro comes. He's like, we'll call Airy Baby's big bro baby. So big bro baby. Big bro baby's like, these dumbos. Let's go. Stooges. He's not saying that, but he's probably thinking that. But I don't know if he's thinking that. I'm thinking that. And then we got the paint rollers. We had to go buy the paint rollers. Or maybe we didn't buy the paint. I don't know. I don't know if we had to buy the paint rollers. We got the white paint. It's the color of the wall. We just started going. Let's go. We're rolling this stupid graffiti off. Oh yeah, so what happened was the lady on the phone went and told the landlord. And the landlord busted through the door like a frickin' monster movie. Like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers mixed together. Like this man just went ka-doom! Strong attack. He held A and B and went boom. That thing was loud as a bumbleclum. Like I saw the essence of a chi coming at the man thems. The chi bubble was like wow. And I'm sprinting like it was like a shockwave. Like he doesn't realize him pushing open that door so hard like pushed me back and gave me a head start to start running. Like it gave me like a push. I was like I actually got like a torque. I got torque from that door busting open. This guy pushed me away. He's like, you leave, I got your friend. He must have got cocky, like pushed him out. I pushed every baby out of the way. It's like, move. I gotta get up the stairs. We were like, it was like, cause like there was like a kind of a narrow stairway, so we're just like, kind of like struggling, like, you know what, like imagine like people trying to get through a doorway and like, and like you're like stuck in the doorway because like there's like too many people trying to cram through. It was like that. We're like, whoa, we're gonna keep that foot. So anyway, we're painting that stupid wall, and I start going like, yo, I'm gonna get this done fast, and I just go and start painting the wall super fast. Like start rolling it like at high speed, and then paint just splashes in my face, and I stop really quick. Damn it. Got it all in the hair and the face and the shirt. Splatter paint from the paint roller going up and down too fast. And big bro baby's like, what the? Parents looks at his jeans. He's like, no, nothing on my jeans. I'm like, okay. I almost killed people with paint. Okay, slowly. Let's paint this dumb thing. Get this stupid thing over with. Big bro baby's like, what the heck are you guys doing? Don't you have a life? Like video games or something? And in my head, I'm like, video games? I always thought video games were like you had no life. I'm like, you have a new perspective now on video games. And then MLG's like, yo, video games are life. Then Let's Play's like, yo, video games are life. Big bro baby's like, I tell the future, do not worry. Video games are life. Nah, so paint that. Whatever. I'm like, I'm putting the cans away, boys. I'm hanging it up. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm leaving the life. I'm leaving the graph art life. All those YouTube videos of train bombing, speed train bombings with like 14 people like all in unison, like spray painting one big thing on a train across the whole thing. Yo, those videos were cool. Blocking out everyone's face with like a black circle, and like someone's filming them. Just 3, 2, 1. Train stops for the minute, and like 14 guys just run up and go. Tsh. Everyone has two cans in both hands, or one can in both hands, like spray. Oh, so cool. And then they go down and watch the train go by, and the entire thing is covered in something. And like graph fights I would watch. And then I told that to, what was his name? Did I say Dwee? Dwee's like, you guys are stupid. Like, bro, I'm not a graffiti artist anymore. I left the life. He's like, you can't leave the life. Once you win, you can't get out. I'm like, no, I didn't say that. So that's pretty much it. Graffiti, the way it ended. And then when I got a little older, they started getting into graffiti. I'm like, I'm not getting into that life no more. You could do it. I never wanted to pick up a spray can again and paint on a wall. I always felt bad anyway doing it. I'm like, man, I'm spray painting someone's wall. but I felt like I had to push it. Like I have to push the bad kid stuff. I have to push the hood rat shit with my friends. I have to push it. But I never really wanted to do it. But I wanted to see what the big deal was. Like I remember in school, I'd always force myself to get in trouble. I'm like, I don't want to be a troublemaker, but like, what's the big thing about it? Then I'd do it and I'd be like, nah, I didn't feel any satisfaction from that hood rat shit. Then I'd do it again. I'm like, no, I didn't feel any satisfaction from that hood rat shit with my friend. Like, let me try again. Like I'm kind of stubborn. I do that a lot. Pushing something to like change the feeling of it. Like, nah, this doesn't feel good. Maybe if I try again, it'll feel good. Nah. Maybe if I try again, I'll understand. Nah. I mean, I can do it now. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I know a way I can do something and find different emotions in it. Though I don't care about doing hood rat shit with my friends no more. I just felt like being a goody boy was uncool. So I'm like, I gotta do some bad stuff and figure out what the big what's the word? What the big gaff is. What's the big gaff about being a bad boy in school? About being a mischievous schoolboy? What's the big gaff? And there was no big gaff, but maybe there was a big gaff. I don't know. I was just forcing it. But it was fun. Maybe some of the times I weren't. Yeah, most of the times. Pretty much all the times it was just like, I don't really want to be doing this, but this is what kids do. And it's not even what kids do. I was making stuff up. What else happened with graffiti? Well, there's another graffiti story, but I'll tell that another time. Yeah. Those spray paints smelled like fruit. They really did. The ones from the dollar store. And I remember we'd make our markers. I learned how to make markers from YouTube, and I wanted to make the window etching stuff, the acid stuff, because it was in the game. I wanted to be the biggest graph artist in the world. I wanted to. Like, I'm gonna be the greatest graph artist that lived. And then in my back of my head, it's like, the back of the head, it's like, no, I actually don't. But I'll see how far I could get. I got nowhere. I remember one track that I painted, and I always see it walking home from school, and I'm like, yo, it's still there. And then grass is growing in front of it, and I'm like, yo, it's still there for years and years. And then I painted over it, and I was like, that's it. That's the last remnant of tract. Just in the deep part of the wall under all the paint. There's no more tracks anywhere on this planet. There's no more tracts. There's no more religious scriptures. One day someone's going to be like, yo, get the chisel and hammer and chisel off this one tiny layer of gray paint. And they're going to see the tract symbol and be like, yo, this is God's life in one symbol. This is the scripture. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else. Any sub-graffiti plots from elementary school. No. Yeah, that's it. Well, so long, fellas. So the biggest piece I was trying to make too never even got completed. That was the graffiti career. Throw ups, markers, Dweedy would do it at like 3 a.m. and he would like hang off the bridge, like Train would do in the game, like hang off with one arm, one hand holding on to the bridge over the riverside, and we'd go and come back over and be like, yo, I'm an OG, and I'd be like, holy, he's really doing this. Ash was the legend though. Ash. So there will always be an appreciation for the art of graffiti. Everyone, we all know graffiti is pretty swell, especially the crazy ones, the super intricate ones. Yeah, that's all. Goodbye, folks. Beyond, yonder, not here, no now. I can see inside your head. I know what you said, but I'm thinking maybe it's just an excellent gift. Wicked, vile, vicious bliss, innocent,